Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Shadow and Sun Show, and welcome, Justin. What's happening?
Watching YouTube.
Watching YouTube? What are you watching?
Just some home reno show.
Some what?
Home reno show.
Oh, okay.
People building shit. This guy is putting a home office in the crawl space under his stairs.
Hey,
Is
what's
that
up,
where you're
Twin?
gonna
Long
keep?
time
Is that where he's gonna keep his children? His niece or his nephew.
What's up, Anon?
No.
Thanks,
Lame
thanks.
Harry Potter references. -4 points.
Hey, you got the reference, so that says more about you than me.
I've got the same sort of thing going on with stairs here. Uh, Jackie always, jokes that that's where certain things get done around here, but I was thinking that would make a pretty nifty.
It's your studio. It's your studio or your meth
No,
lab or
the
your.
lab, yeah. Um,
It's where you make the money, where you pay your actors.
right. What's up, Mercurius? No, I wanted to use it to, store emergency supplies,
Emergency.
but then I'd have to hire.
Rosebud medication.
That's disgusting, but anyways.
You know what though is you might want to look at it as that like kind of your safe space if there's going to be a tornado.
Safe space.
No, we don't. We've had one tornado in California.
Yeah, but you only need one. Is my whole point.
Yeah.
Well, it could be your bomb shelter when the nukes go off.
No, Anon, we're I don't know what everybody else's inspirations were, but
Oh fuck! I forgot all about that.
oh, of course you did.
Oh, I've been busy, bro.
Hey, don't sweat it, man.
Uh, I'll come up with something and send it to you.
As a matter of fact, I'm going to see if I can pull up mine. I made mine on Roll 20. No, not Roll 20. Why did I say that? On Night Cafe. And it was terrifying. If I can find it. I also made a Mr. Blue from our characters there as well.
Mm. I want to open that up.
You should have a better way to organize your creations over here on Night Cafe. Because I've got just under 500 images now. And it's literally one of the first.
Yeah, you just gotta like save them and put them in a folder somewhere. Collated. Collating. Organizing files is my favorite thing.
That's what I'm doing now.
Oh.
See if I can figure this out right. Share screen. Why want to go to the other?
That and destroying documents. Which I have done professionally on more than one occasion.
Not against it where it makes sense. I just don't like it whenever I find my documents like those weren't supposed to be destroyed. Like, oh yeah, but it was time for them to go. I'm like, those weren't supposed to be destroyed. Let's double check crap.
If they were in the pile of things to be destroyed, they were supposed to be destroyed.
No. The problem is who's putting them in that pile are not the people that are supposed to be managing the documents.
Mm. They were in the office building. That means they had to be destroyed.
Yeah, but we'll worry about the
That's
GAO
not-
crap later on.
Huh? It's not bringing it up. What am I doing wrong here? There's like no, only. Ah, there we go. Jeez. You see that, folks?
No, I turned off the thing. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Those are some. Those are more than they have blue skin fish people.
Those are kind of boy. They need to.
Creepy looking.
No, they're just. What they remind me of it's like the little grays but tiny.
Yeah.
Oh look! It's the fish people for the grays.
Yeah, you need a person next to them for scale.
Scale. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, imagine I'm 6 feet tall. This I'll show the image over on Discord.
Yep.
They're terrifying.
Yeah.
Their teeth and their actual um, faces are brutally terrifying.
Mm.
And there we go. Bye bye. And I made that on the first try. I made some others just to play around to see if I could find something scarier. But
Yeah.
they're nightmarish.
I like Nightmarish. Nightmarish is cool.
And then let's go over here and kill that so that. There we go. Hey, I'm learning things.
Stop!
Learning
You're not
things is
allowed to.
dangerous.
I know, right?
You might get into trouble.
Yeah, I might. So that was my creation. They live on the far side of Pluto, and they're nasty as shit.
Mm,
You gotta have a bad guy, so I figured I'll make something that looks bad,
yeah.
is bad, and
You ever see uh there was a low budget movie from the late 90s called Project Osiris.
no.
I think it was Project Osiris. No, the Osiris Chronicle. I've told you
So
about it before. It had what was that Northern Exposure TV show?
right,
The guy that
You
played the
mean
radio.
Northern Exposure? Oh,
Yeah, 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 yeah. The guy that played the radio jockey.
yeah.
Uh,
vaguely, it's been a long time.
yeah, he was the star of that movie, and he played like a Han Solo type.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and there was like an old republic that had fallen, and he ended up finding like an old ship from before the collapse, and he had to go rescue his sister before some aliens used her to end time or some shit stupid
Oh,
crap like that.
jeez.
It was very schlocky. Uh, but they kind of remind me of those aliens.
What's up, Eldrad? So, did you work on yours at all, there, Justin?
I just told you a minute ago. I totally spaced.
Okay. No, I mean, like, maybe you'd gotten something done.
I have some ideas, but then I got working on other stuff. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I don't see TCG, so
I think he's
uh,
probably playing Bruce's game.
that's probably right. That's probably right.
I'm just guessing that it's been like every other week the
Yeah,
last
I know.
little
I
while.
saw uh, the YouTube thing. I was in a game earlier today and doing other stuff, so I didn't get to stop by and say hi. So I guess we'll just bump that to next week when everybody else is ready because Raven's having some issues one of her cats, her oldest cat, or one of her oldest cats, is missing for 2 days now, and she's all a wreck. And
I would
This
be
is why you should only
sympathetic,
have one or
but
two
how?
cats. I'm just saying, when you have like 100 of them.
Oh, you think it's just 100? How naive are you, Omanel?
I think she's down to like 13.
Oh,
Thousand.
this. I know everyone loves it, but at a certain point, my view is you shouldn't have more animals than you can train, unless you're going to eat them.
Yeah, I've been telling her to eat cats like for a while now.
Well, are you going to
For
play
at
the
least
song? They're eating the cats. They're eating the dogs. There, Shadow.
no.
No, no, no.
Just making sure.
No, no, no. I'd never hear the end of it, and
Also, yeah, I'm not gonna. I'm gonna send the link to this movie.
okay.
Um, Not the link to it because I don't know where it's playing anywhere, but the IMDb page. You can find it on your own. I just gotta find where the video is in my YouTube, so I can put it in the chat. The open one. Really worth watching. It's a fun little ditty, a little B film.
Have you ever changed your smoke alarm battery there, Shadow?
No, no.
It goes off less frequent now, so it's starting to give up.
We're gonna find out he's gonna die in some tragic fire, all because he decided not to replace the battery.
Yeah, but
Mats,
it'll
where
be
did you drop
after
it?
he moves to Texas.
Well,
Yeah.
at that point, you don't have to change
Where,
the
where did you
battery.
where did you post it?
It's right there in the chat. In the it's literally this
Oh, I thought you
one.
put it over on
It's
Discord.
literally this one right here.
Gotcha, gotcha, yeah, gotcha.
Well, putting it up on the screen, nobody can click
Okay,
it, bro.
okay. I thought you put it.
It doesn't help doing that.
I didn't realize I
Okay.
clicked it.
Um, do you want me to put it in? I'll send it to you directly. I'll put it here if you want to click on it to open it and take a look. Uh, yeah, it's just a normal like sci-fi action flick.
Yeah, it's not gonna. If I bring it up, you're not gonna be able to see the
Yeah.
image.
Um, I
It's
think they were trying to do like a pilot, but it never took off, kind of thing. Yeah.
oh really? Who's
Uh,
in it?
uh, John Corbett and a bunch of other nobodies. Uh, uh what's her name? Oh, I can't. I just turned off the thing. She played the Martian Resistance in Babylon 5. She was one of the characters. She's in like 4 episodes of B5. Number 1.
Is that the one Garibaldi ended up marrying?
No,
No, that's not.
but she was the one that became his operational security when he moved to Mars to take over Edgar Industries.
Oh, I remember who you're referring to, but I can't remember.
The blonde chick.
Okay.
Was she blonde? Okay.
Yeah, I think I just saw her in a video clip yesterday or the day before.
Yeah, you've been getting B5 video clips
That's
lately for people wondering why. Yeah, she's the
yeah.
one that uh, Franklin and oh, what's his name? The Ranger
Yeah.
met with Marcus.
Marcus.
Met with when they went to Mars.
Was she blonde? I thought that she had dark hair. Oh well.
Yeah, she was blonde.
I'll have to double check. It's been so long since
I'll
I've seen.
reopen this.
I know, me too. It's got to have been.
Marjorie Monahan.
I don't think I've watched it in Jackie's lifetime.
Not like a light blonde, but it's blonde hair definitely.
I'm gonna have to break that out Monday, I think.
Uh,
That's a good thing to do over Christmas break. The hardest part is get through season one. Once you get past season one, then it's really enjoyable. And then by the time you get to season 5, you're like, ah. It was
yeah,
so
this
good if
chick.
they just extended season 4 out until to season 5.
The way they, if there's never studio meddling,
Oh, okay.
studio
Oh,
meddling is always the
Yeah, yeah,
bad
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
well, the problem is that Babylon.
That was also Franklin's
But the
girlfriend.
problem is that
I
Babylon
think
5
they're
also
already
had
pretenders.
the issue with that they were never sure it was going to make the next season every time, and they didn't even call them up. So
Well, that's because the network just dissolved one season, and then
it,
TNT bought them, and
that was for season 5, but it was never a network. It was syndicated until TNT bought it.
yeah,
It was a syndicated thing like Star Trek was. It wasn't.
yeah, yes, they were bought by local affiliates instead of the network.
Yeah.
Yeah, which just means it's not played regularly everywhere. Um, no, the literally season 3, I think it was. They were on. Oh, what was that channel called?
Okay. Well, it's just
Um,
TNT was the one that they had for season 5, but season 1 through
season
4.
4 and 5.
No, it's just 5.
Was it just
No,
5? I'm pretty sure it was before that
no. Well,
because
they
they
bought them.
didn't find out that
That was
they were
season
canceled
5.
until the last minute.
That was season 5. Well, no, they
Oh,
thought that they were canceled, and then TNT picked them up at the last minute, and so
oh.
a lot of them didn't even get the phone call that they were going to come back for season 5. That's why you don't find Ivanova in there.
No, she wanted a raise. That's why she didn't come back.
Not by her. Not when you listen to all of the because I have not when I was listening back. They didn't call her up. She didn't find out until it was too late.
That's not what I heard.
That may be not what you heard, but that's what she said on the.
Maybe they didn't call her because
Yeah.
she wanted a raise.
Well, that's two different things. But no, that was part of the on the whenever you listen to commentary on the seasons, she
Yeah,
says that.
I have the whole series.
Well, she said that she just wasn't called, so that's why some of the characters like, oh well.
And then she went to become
No,
a
no, no.
weather
That was the other
lady
one.
on
That
some
was
No,
Garibaldi.
Arizona channel.
That was the one that
Oh.
Garibaldi married. That actor, he married her, and she went to CNN. She was the blonde. She was the blonde the psycher.
Yeah.
Psycher.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. She went to. It
Yes,
wasn't
it
CNN,
was.
was
Yeah,
it?
yeah. CNN.
Really? I thought it was like some little nothing
No,
station
that
out of
was back when
Arizona.
CNN was a bit better than it is now. The one that Garibaldi was hitting on all the time. I don't think she married him in real life.
No, she married him in real
No,
life.
she did. She did.
Yes,
Fuck.
go look it up. Yeah.
I am right now. They were married from 95 to 97.
Didn't he become like a governor or
No, he
something,
became
or a
a
mayor
state representative. No,
as
a
well?
representative, I think, to Congress.
Who?
Anyway, are we
Jerry
going to talk
Doyle?
about the stupid movie, or are we just going to talk about Babylon 5, while we're waiting to do Aĺien?
What stupid movie?
No, no, he did no, I think he became a congressman if you look at him.
Yeah, that's a hell of a career. If you think about it.
Yeah, he was only married the one time. They had a kid together in their 2-year relationship. Or 3.
Well, I'm not sure.
95 to 97. Then they were
Okay.
divorced.
Well, that's how long they were married. I'm not sure whether.
Yeah, I'm just assuming. He was a jet pilot before becoming a stockbroker.
It just gets more impressive as you tell it.
10 years as a stockbroker. Fuck.
Yeah, but he probably got killed in the 1987 thing, and he had to find a new job. That was
Oh,
no.
yeah, maybe.
That Black Friday got a lot of people, or what is it, Black Tuesday, whatever it was.
Yeah.
1987, where they had the giant crash, that wiped out a lot of people.
Uh,
Note to self: keep one of those Arduin back scratchers up here.
Arduin back scratchers.
Yes, yes. You didn't
No.
see that? With the maps, they sent everybody a big long Arduin back scratcher that says their logo and it says "We got your back." Yeah, there you
Fuck.
go.
Got two of them.
I should have backed that just for the back scratcher. Fuck, they should have told me. I keep meaning to get one.
It was basically a
Yeah.
surprise gift.
Mm.
And nobody else has ever done that in the role playing game industry.
He substituted for Michael Savage on his conservative talk
Okay,
show.
so we're going to talk about aliens, or are we going to be?
Yeah, I guess.
Well, I was expecting other folks. We had some homework we were supposed to do. Omen, we can talk about aliens. Um, Everybody was supposed to create an alien from within the Earth solar system or nearby to use for a possible upcoming weird ass Traveler or some other sci-fi system game in the future. Everybody had already made up characters, not rolled them up, but just came up with the theoretical ideas of the characters. And then we were doing the same thing with aliens.
So we're doing.
And then after that, we're going to go on to an alien world and then some other things just to sort of, you know, help build the universe for the game so that the folks involved, have a little stake in it or, feel like they've contributed to making the world universe a little more fleshed out. And so I don't have to do
Oh,
as much work.
that's pretty easy. What? Just tell me which planet you want it from.
You know what? That's a good point. Let me write this down to make sure because I don't remember what
I
TCG's
think he took
was.
Pluto or Venus. He took one of the moons of Jupiter, didn't he? Europa or
Oh, Europa,
something
so we
like
could
that.
get all of the water underneath.
Yeah. I don't remember. He took something like that.
And I know Raven took Venus.
Mars.
Justin took
Mars.
Mars.
So what are you trying to do for
Neptune.
the or within just the near Earth, or are you trying to go beyond Earth? Or beyond, of
Well,
course.
I think George picked something outside our solar system, but relatively
Alpha
close.
Centauri. A, B, or C.
Something like that.
Yeah, it's a trinary
And I
system.
took Pluto.
Trinary. They just discovered that not too long ago, too.
Actually, well, no, science discovered it a while ago, but apparently there have been stuff out there that they knew it was
Well,
that way
they knew it was a
for
binary
thousands of
system.
years. No, we're talking about ancient cultures said it was that way thousands of years ago, or at least hundreds of years ago, before they even had a telescope. So it's like, well, what are they doing to do that?
Yeah. I want to see evidence. And nothing from the Art Bell show or anything like it.
Hey, what's up, Raven? What's up, Nerdy? I don't know how that's possible, even if you got rid of all the light pollution on Earth and went out into a starry night sky. There's no way you're going to be able to
You can
see
see
that.
it if you start doing astral traveling.
Like I said, without it going into
Uh,
Art Bell or
yeah,
anything like that.
Yeah, but Look, dude, if
Yeah.
that's what if you start looking at, you start saying you can start crossing over into other dimensions or planes using hallucinogenics.
Hallucinogenics. Yeah, no. I at least want to see evidence that it was written down somewhere in the medieval times without or earlier. You know what I mean? Without
No, I
it
understand
being
that.
without the person telling me where it's coming from being some guy I know from the internet.
Yeah, well, one of the guys I know from the internet actually, he
Says that he went there.
no, he didn't say he went there. He was doing all of the
Yeah.
he was doing a lot of the other stuff that was in there. Um,
Why don't you take Neptune just in case? Because I
oh,
know
okay. Well, at
nobody
least
No,
you
took
didn't
it.
give
no, no,
me
no.
Uranus.
Take Uranus.
I specifically avoided that to avoid
Oh, what the
great
fuck,
humor.
man?
Well, then why don't you take that, Justin? Why did you take
I
Mars?
took Mars.
Mars
Yeah,
is
and I
cool.
was the first one to dibs. So
Yeah, but
also,
why would you give something cool to
I'm planning
Justin?
on
This is the
doing.
least cool person you can find in the entire,
I'm
YouTube.
doing an authority. I'm even wearing a red sweater right now, man. You can
Hmm.
see it right there.
Well, you know what? You look more
Doesn't
like
look red to
Orson
me.
Welles than anyone else here. I mean,
What?
being in black, you look like Orson Welles with the black and white and everything.
Yeah, that's what I'm going for. It's called style, bro. It's
No,
called
Jackie has style.
production
You have
value.
a moo.
Can you
No.
hear Jackie
I'm
from
not
here?
wearing a
Can you guys
moo
hear him?
bro. This is a zipper. Look at this zipper. It's called technology.
It's a zip up. Look. Just because you wear your pajamas whenever you come on.
No. It's only to
Oh,
here.
what's the point of that?
Make it
Hey, what's
easier
up,
for
Cal?
my fat head to
Long
get through
time
the
no
neck
see.
hole when I was
44.
stretching it out.
How about now? Can you hear him?
No.
No, I can't hear.
He's freaking singing up a storm
Why
in
is he taking
there.
a shower?
No, his
Oh,
room's
okay.
upstairs now.
Yeah.
Is he doing karaoke again?
No, some sort of
Oh,
military march.
Is he singing? Oh, I can hear him there.
okay. I just
Yeah, I'm gonna get
Oh,
a parabolic mic or
just a
something and
mic.
hook it up.
Oh, you don't need a parabolic one. You're not trying to get him through.
Well,
You're
so
not
that I
trying to
can
get him
hear
through
him
like
through
a
the
window or
walls.
something like that, man. You just get like normal mic. Just put it closer to the door. They come on wires.
Yeah,
Uh
I know that was funny. It takes some time there, Cal.
oh, Talk Radio Network. I'm on this fucking Wikipedia page looking for this politics thing, man. All I see is talk radio.
who?
Jerry Doyle.
For who?
Yeah, let me
There's
see.
Oh,
another
okay.
Look,
Jerry Doyle that was in my government, but that was in the 80s. Huh. He lost. Oh, I think he ran.
oh, okay, that may be it.
He was one of the more
Yeah.
interesting characters
Yeah.
in that show.
Michael Garibaldi was the best
Hands
character in the
down.
show.
Oh, okay, yeah, you're right. He ran and he won the primary. He didn't win the general.
Yeah. Yeah. He lost.
That's too bad. How funny would that have been?
Now
That'd be better if it
Sherman
was
there.
Shirley Temple.
Yeah. Sherman, Brad Sherman, Brian, whatever. Won with 66 on the ballot. He's 1/6 away from the number. uh, 66% of the vote.
Oh,
Yeah, and I think that's the closest you can get to a number he's from. It's like I say,
huh.
Democrats are evil. Republicans are just Democrats that are retarded. And that goes with the equivalent parties in my country.
Excuse me, guys. I'm still sick.
you
If
sure?
Yeah, yeah. If you ever heard me coughing either.
Boy, you guys are just.
Yeah. It's us being out there and active and interacting with people, taking all their germs.
Yeah.
Well, that's because you guys are isolated. When you go out
I
in
don't
the
know
real
how
world, you're like, "Ah, we're gonna die. You're gonna be like, you guys are, you guys are just like the aliens from War of the World.
That's definitely this guy because, I hadn't been around a person.
No, I mean, I usually don't get sick. It's
You're the
it's pretty
sickest person I
infrequently
know.
that I get sick. Yeah, the other
Yeah.
kind.
You're the kind that has a whole series about Rosebud.
Well, I mean, to be fair, it was I was sick about a month ago, so I was just ahead of the curve.
Yeah, yeah. We got it from you. That's what happened. Get him.
Well,
Yep.
you gave me an internet virus. That's a.
Oh, I was just laughing about that the other day. Someone was talking about it. All the people wearing their mask on Zoom meeting calls.
Fuck.
That was just pure virtue signaling at that point.
Yeah, I did that to someone in a call. They were like, I was like, I ran them through the logic train, right? It's like, are you in a public place right now? No. You're at home? Yeah. Anyone there with you? No. Who's gonna give you
I,
COVID?
I don't know what to tell people.
Okay.
That's just weird.
You're being docked today's pay.
The people were so nuts during that
docked
entire
his
time.
pay.
Oh, I have a question for you. I have
Good
a
for you.
question for you though. What about the where they were wearing it on their chin, but they weren't using it to protect their mouth?
Oh, yeah.
Or their nose.
Well, I have breathing problems. The doctor gave me a nose. That's not how that works.
It doesn't matter. It wasn't doing any good anyway. It was just making sure that you were breathing stale air. All
Wrong
I
kind
did
of
was
mask.
I didn't wear it, and most of us were like, even at work, we were supposed to wear it. We put off the sides. We go to the bathroom, like, oh crap! I hope that my supervisor doesn't see me. Like, oh yeah, you forgot your mask. You might want to put that on. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I'll go get it.
Yeah, never again. I don't care what it is.
Yeah. This is the same guy that takes strange pills from Mexico.
Hey man, they kick ass. I don't know what city, but they kick ass. I'm looking forward. As a matter of fact, I'm supposed to be
Fucking
taking one right now.
cocaine and
but I'm not.
mescaline in a vial.
No. Because if anything, they have all the exact opposite effects of what you're talking about. They just put you in a coma. I like comas. I can go for a nice
Yeah.
6-week coma. Wake up, I can't move anything because I haven't used them in 6 months.
It went from weeks to months.
Hey, what's up,
Yeah.
TCG? Get your ass in here.
And it won't be. Oh yeah, it's Saturday. I'm thinking Thursday. I've been thinking Thursday all day. I was like waiting for you to launch the show at 7:30 or whatever. What is it? 8 o'clock now. Oh. So, I guess we're rescheduling what the show topic is.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I gave Omen, he gets to create an alien from Neptune
Did you create a character?
I didn't create character. Wait a minute, did we do
No, he
this
did
like
not.
last year also?
Oh
I
no.
don't think so.
Thought we did. No, no,
Maybe
no. You
somebody else
did. You
did it,
did
and I'm
this last
stealing their
year too.
idea.
No,
Create
we
an
just
alien
talked
race.
about alien races. We didn't create them.
Yeah, we did. Jackie was
Uh,
part of it.
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
Maybe it'll be a annual thing then. I mean, it sounds like
Yeah.
something I would do. So why the hell not? After we've been at this a couple of decades, you can compile a book of aliens and sell it like our friend Art Keith, claiming they're real.
They are real, according to Raven. We'll just say we went to the White House. That will make them real to her. We have no belly button, Raven.
I heard that there was a doctor that used to remove them. He didn't like it, so if he ever did surgery on people, he'd remove their belly button while they were unconscious.
Well, that's bodily mutilation. You can't just go removing things from people. No matter how much they want you to.
That's pretty creepy if you think about it.
That would just be weird. You see someone without a
Yeah.
belly button.
Yeah. I know there's some like gnarly looking belly buttons, and I'd have no problem if they were like restructured or something. But I know what you mean. Like there are some, like just not having a belly button is kind of creepy.
So this book has kind of a nice random generator to create alien races.
Cool. I was thinking of creating a race of hot chicks that want to take over the universe.
Yeah, they're called humans.
I'm not sure, Raven. I'll
They,
have
they
to
look
check on that.
exactly like humans.
We talked about this like last week, and I just spaced. Someone's gonna have to like
So
fly.
Brenda, it's
Hello.
Justin. It's called Victoria's Secrets pre 2005.
Hey, what's up, squirrel?
Yes.
Long time no see, squirrel. Where you been, man?
Yeah. Squirrel. Yeah. You can just like make her a mod again. You
Yeah, but I
right
don't know
click on
how.
her name at the end where there are 3 dots. Yeah, her mod symbol is
Uh-huh.
gone.
What'd you do? Did you kill her?
No.
No.
I can't make her a mod. You have to do it.
If I right click,
No,
it
just
doesn't bring
normal
that up.
click on the 3 dots at the end of her name, at the end of the bar, and then
It just says reply, block user, put user in timeout, add to block list.
I
That's
just
it.
find people like I have to be a mod. It's
well, she was a mod.
I know.
It doesn't give me that option.
That's very odd. Google later how to make a person a mod.
Yeah, every time this is like the second or third time she's
Yeah, but you
complained,
never did it
and
last time. You just forgot about it.
no, that's what I mean. I just
Yeah.
space. Enjoy the weekend, squirrel.
Sweet squirrel. Uh, da, 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 da. Okay.
I know it,
How to
last
make a
time
person a
when I
mod.
was having those problems with you know who and having to block words and stuff. It took me a fair amount of research to figure out how to do all that.
Da, 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 da.
So why don't you get your ass in here, Raven?
Yeah.
TCG.
Yeah, you're gonna have to do that. I can't do it right now. My brain is frosting over. Uh,
This was frosted over.
yeah. I don't know. I've been scatterbrained all day. Just wanting to
It's
do
all that
stuff.
NyQuil you're taking.
I'm actually not taking
Oh,
any.
there he is.
I do have to go to the bathroom though, so I'll be back in a minute.
All right. We'll bring in TCG. What's up, TCG? How you doing, man? Crafting?
You hear me here said?
Can't hear you.
My connection is garbage and Shadow is a
I'm going to raise
dweeb.
your volume. Your connection is garbage. Gotcha. So how was Bruce's game?
It was good. Other than literally consistently every
That
hour
good,
and
huh?
every 15 minutes. Every hour, every 15 minutes, I would just drop. And it looks like something's going to happen.
Yeah. Have you done a speed test? Have you done a speed test?
Oh, you mean for my Wi-Fi?
Yeah.
No, but it wasn't doing to this me yesterday when Legion of Mist stream.
Yeah, well, you can do, and then unfortunately, you can't do what you used to, but you used to do like a trace route where you could figure out where the problem was coming from. But now they've stopped a lot of the pinging stuff that they used to do.
Yeah, well,
That
my
actually
box
worked
has
out
been
pretty well
shell-selling
because
some
then you
help.
could say, "Oh, look, it's happening." What's that?
It's been giving me some problems, so I think I might need to replace the Wi-Fi route. It is.
Yeah. Well, can you hook it up directly?
No, I'm not.
Yeah, you're breaking up pretty
It was a
badly.
slight communication with the Wi-Fi with the internet dudes. Slash, in the end, it kind of worked out because I don't have room in my shed for that thing anyway.
Well, most of my Wi-Fi stuff has an option for the cable if I have to do it. So
My
even
box
my
doesn't.
wireless one has.
But like I said, I'm not in the same building as it, so it doesn't matter.
You said you were over on Legion of Myth. What was
Yeah.
that, Friday?
And I was not having these problems.
How's he doing? I haven't seen him in forever.
He seems to be doing good.
How many someone to use?
I should have gone over to visit him last night. We didn't have a game with Bo.
Is Bo doing okay?
Yeah, he's doing fine. Well, he went to the doctor's yesterday, and I'm sure he'll tell us about that. I'm sure he's fine. He's just overworked and
I thought that I
overstressed.
thought he was working for the VA, and I thought a lot of that was he was getting bored.
Yeah, but he's got new hours, and I'm not sure exactly uh, what the situation is. He switched. He moved somewhere else, and it gave him more hours and more money, but a lot less time off.
One, two, three. Okay, good.
Yep.
Got three more to do.
So did you work on your character there, your Aĺien TCG?
Technically, it's what I expect it to be. I mean, I have an Aĺien that I made years ago.
Okay. Well, that'll be due next week. How's that? Because
Yeah.
everybody else flaked. I'm the only one who did the work.
I mean, I can do one right now if we want to.
And what planet did you have, TCG?
It is. Well, I didn't make a planet either because wasn't here for that one either. But the planet again, I already made something. The planet that the aliens come from is a very windy, barren rock. Sphere to the point that they are an insect race that can actually survive vacuum of space for a couple of years because it's actually blow away for a few years.
So it's not in our solar system. Where is it?
I think somewhere in a different galaxy. Like I think because this is meant to be a Palladium creature, I think they actually have. Yeah, it's going to do the Ant galaxy. I think.
Well, we're trying to keep it as close to Earth as possible, but let's put a question mark here.
Well, I wasn't expecting to be here for this, so it's not like I looked for this.
No worries. But even alternating weeks, you're still going to end up, you know, if you show up, you're going to end up popping in during one of these exercises. So
Why don't we go through the process right now? Like, what did you make, Shadow? You made the fish people?
well, I showed you the image, and all we did. Let me see if I can find my notes here. Hold on. There were only a few criteria before, because we haven't decided uh, what system we're going to use. So it's more of a verbal exercise. Uh, we needed their how they reproduce, whether they're they have two sexes or something weird. Then that's the first factor. Then the body type, basically, are they mammals, reptiles, fish, that sort of thing. Then their society, what kind of society they have. Is it a hive mind or something like that, or you know independent? Do they even have one? Then the next thing were two that go together: advantages and disadvantages. For every advantage you pick and write down, you get a disadvantage, so it evens it out. And try not to be too god awful OP with it, because you're probably not going to run a character from the alien race. There are going to be things that I'll be throwing at you guys as NPCs, or just window dressing. Then the planet they come from, obviously. And then the last thing I wanted to know was the age of the species. Are they basically younger or older than humanity?
Anybody here?
What was that? Sorry, you keep breaking up, but I mean, I'm not trying to. Like you said, you're having problems with it, but I'm trying.
What was that, TCG?
Yeah. I barely hear you guys. It's all if you hear me at all.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
how we hear you. That's exactly how we're hearing you, is intermittent and with the robot voice occasionally.
All right. Yeah. I have to wait till my internet's better.
Well, all of a sudden now you're clear.
Oh, all of a sudden I'm
Yeah.
clear.
We were. Yeah.
You want me to run? You want me to run down that again, TCG, for you? Okay.
So much for that.
You know what? I'm going to just
Yep.
type it out, TCG.
Hello?
Hey,
You got dead air going on?
now we're trying to.
No, I'm just typing to TCG so he can play along,
Play along with what?
creating
Oh,
an alien.
huh.
Uh,
Okay, that's weird. None of your messages are popping up on the slide in the show. Huh. If he doesn't have the YouTube chat open itself, he won't see any of those things.
well, you can always go back.
So mine would be a cryogenic creature that is made mostly of methane and a few other liquids that would be solid crystals for the most part, with some liquids um, that remained, liquid above, 210 degrees Celsius. So your cryogenic liquids.
Hmm.
Okay. How do we reproduce?
Well, in this case, they would reproduce generally by breaking a portion off, and then that starts budding out from there.
So almost
Um,
fission.
Mitosis.
I wouldn't call it fission or mitosis. It's more of because you're getting stuff with crystals. That's the way that you're forming yourself up. Once you get to a certain
Oh.
size, the crystals break off, and then that starts forming themselves from there.
So there is a term for that when you got crystal growth, but I don't know what it is.
No worries, crafting. I'm sure Raven would know if she were here.
Okay.
Yeah, it's called crystallization. It's- no, I just looked it up. I was like, yeah,
Go
okay,
figure, right? Who would have thunk?
I knew there was a term for it.
yeah, I know.
And I had a
I was like,
feeling it was that, but I thought if I said that, it would sound stupid. So,
well, I was trying to think like, he's right. There has to be a term for it, but what would it be? And it would, oh, it's just this. Because I was thinking of like deposition and things like that, where it starts
no, I
forming from
literally
there.
thought it was that and didn't say it
Oh,
because I thought it was wrong because it's too obvious.
I mean,
But
because
yeah,
that's what you're looking at for something like that. Is you have to keep the super cool liquids for what's there, and then if it gets too much, then what are you going to use for a body? It's like, well, you're probably going to use crystals around the outside of the liquid inside of there, which means unfortunately, it also means that if it goes into a temperature probably above 100 degrees Celsius or something like that, they're just going to
0
evaporate.
Fahrenheit.
No, 100 a negative 100 degrees Celsius. It's
Mm.
probably going to evaporate.
You want freezing point and
Yeah,
yeah, whatever.
yeah.
Yeah. I'm thinking mine's an offshoot of humanity. Yeah.
Ooh, that's kind of nasty.
So, what kind of society would they have, Owen?
For them, well, you're saying for for most of theirs would be more of a when you're saying society, what are you referring to exactly? Are you talking about communal? Are you talking about hunter gatherer? Or are you talking about something different?
Yeah, how do they organize themselves? Is it clans, families? Is it a hive mind? Is it some sort of
Think of it more like think of
governmental structure
think of
that
it more like
dictates?
alligators, where you're going to get into the the strong rule the weak, but they're kind of slow anyway. So it's they
Okay,
try to so the smaller ones are able to evade the larger ones that way.
okay,
But it is like I said, is when you start to look at that stuff is so they could deal fine with being in outer space for the most part. They could be fine. Usually, because the crystals will help protect them, but not that fast moving.
but I realize I need a new parameter.
Oh, tech
Tech
level.
level.
Oh, the tech level would probably define. Are you talking about for traveler level?
Well, yeah, like what equivalent age would they be in to
Oh,
humanity and beyond?
probably oh, 3 to 4 million years prior to humanity, but their tech level will probably be like 1 to 3.
Okay, so they're
Yes,
very
but you don't
primitive,
need to if you're. Well, the problem
essentially.
is they can't go anywhere. That's part of the problem they have.
Right. Right, but if there's let's say, a resource on Neptune that humanity is interested in, and suddenly there's bases and colonies and mining stations and your race of beings, they might have to, deal with them
Oh
on
yeah,
some level. You know,
oh yeah, they'd have to deal with them. But then again, the problem that you have is since so much is it's so cold down there, um, and
yeah,
most of your stuff would. I'm not saying that you can't insulate things, but then you've got a very heavy atmosphere with actually a fairly heavy gravity. So if you're going to
Mm.
mine anything, you're probably going to skim from the upper atmosphere to get what you need, rather than actually
right.
try and go down to the planet's surface.
Yeah, there'd be gas harvesters floating in orbit, pulling up
You know, yeah, best.
particles particles in the atmosphere, and then
Sure. But at some point,
putting them through sieves.
is supposing there was an accident or something and a vehicle had to land on the surface, they might have discovered them, and then the rest of humanity knows there's this life on Neptune, but we can't really interact with it,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but we know it's there.
Well,
Hopefully, that ship has artificial gravity manipulators because
what is
meat
Neptune's gravity? Give
pancakes.
me. Well, let me. Yeah,
Yeah,
let's see.
yeah.
Trust me, you do not want to be the main ingredient in a meat pancake.
Actually, you know what? Looking at it, the gravity of Neptune's only about 20% greater than the Earth. Actually, it's less than that. It's about 10 to 15%.
If you say so, I
Huh.
wouldn't risk it.
Well, it says 11.15 meters per second squared, and Earth is 9.81. So it's
Yeah,
pretty. I was thinking that it would be a
not,
lot higher,
not
but it's
yeah. So did
not.
I, but I figured like 3 or 4 G's, not one. And
I
then
mean, yeah,
you've got
that's
the descent.
well, but you have a really thick atmosphere too, which allows you to actually glide in.
Yeah, that's true. Huh? Maybe. Now they could survive, but they would need like refrigeration
Yep,
suits.
exactly.
Sure.
Refrigeration suits.
And they would
And
never.
and once they left. What moon did you say it was again?
Well, the planet's Neptune.
Neptune. Neptune.
Yeah.
Yeah, Neptune. Once they left Neptune, they'd wonder why their computers kept frying because, no concern for heat dissipation whatsoever with the design of them.
Well, you know what? That would actually be kind of cool because that would be a race that would actually be dependent on other races to maintain them, so they could stay out there.
Yeah, well,
What advantage would they bring to society that would want that would make them want to bring them, uplifting,
Yeah,
if
we
you will.
don't do no uplifting. You know my policy with uplifting.
he, he believes in the Prime Directive there.
Yeah.
Well, that's the
I,
question.
I think
It's not
uplifting is a
you're
slippery slope to slavery. It's all.
that's part of the question. There is why would you do it? But then again, we've seen weirder things like why would you make diseases more dangerous that can wipe out humanity?
Uh,
I don't know.
well, I could tell you, but you won't like the answer. Oy vey.
So that would be
Oh.
part of it. Is there's you want to part of it also comes down to as well. You don't have to worry about once they go into space, they could be outside. They're very resilient to damage as long as they don't evaporate.
Yeah, there's actually a lot of heat in space. Like,
Yeah.
once you go there, you start radiating heat yourself. It's really hard to get rid of it.
Yeah, because
Uh,
you're relying on because if you're not doing if you're not actually quote radiating, but you're relying on convection or conduction, then yeah, that's a big
Yeah.
difference.
Which we do, right? We rely on the atmosphere to
keep us cool. Yeah.
And without it, we cook ourselves. That's why that's all those tubes and spacesuits are there to blow the heat off your body.
Well,
That's what they do.
Well, the other problem is also is when you're on the opposite side, is when the sun's on you, you bake like to 200 degrees or something like that. It's like good grief.
Yeah. You got
That said, is the front side's that temperature, and like the back side's like 100 degrees difference. Like I'm sorry, it's like negative 100 or something. Like what?
Yeah, that's one thing they have to worry about in space station is solar welding. Right, like so you can seal things and actually rupture seals as well from that.
Differential thermal expansion.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, because if it goes on one side, that's going to heat up, and there's a certain that can be.
Yeah, and there have been times where they've like literally had components weld together from being in the sunlight too long. That weren't supposed to be, but they were permanent fixtures. So
That's a trip.
no one cares. It's one of the reasons why space stations have a lifespan, because they're not built out of materials that can withstand that over long periods. Space stations are basically cardboard boxes in orbit, so
Welcome to the show, George.
yeah.
But yeah, that's what I would do for this. They would be required to they rely on other species to give them the technology so they can leave their planet.
Yeah.
And why would these other species want to do that?
They're dumb.
Yeah, there's always somebody stupid out there with a lot of money, bro.
Yeah,
just look at Elon Musk.
Well, that would lead me to the advantages and disadvantages the race has, and those advantages might be something that other races could, profit or benefit from. And if that was the case, then that would explain why they might help them. And then, of course, the disadvantages would obviously be, well, because they come from this shitty world, they need help.
Well,
otherwise
if
they
they're
go
mostly
anywhere.
crystal-based life forms that basically need body armor to survive, yeah, what are their size limitations? Could they be like as big as you want them or as small as you want them? Right? Like, are they capable of being like really small space construction workers or like really large bodyguards?
Yeah, both. Depends. Well, not so
like
much.
they could be both.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
it could be the same guy just melting some of himself off to do small work somewhere, and then like sitting in a bath to be bigger to go beat someone up the next day.
But yeah, you could get it so they could change size depending on how much he evaporates off, or what is it? It's
absorb. or like
No. What's the other one? It's is it sublimation? It's the one that converts directly from solid to gas and doesn't go through the liquid phase.
Yeah, sublimation, like CO2.
Yeah, yeah. So that would be their ability to change size fairly quickly. Their size would really be limited by the amount that they could grow. So, like if you're in a low gravity world, they can get huge, and if they're in a heavier gravity world, they can't get as big. Otherwise, they break off. And you have a bunch of them running around. Quit it. So,
or you could just have them store their unwanted mass in liquid form in containers. Yeah.
yep.
Tanks. They just like ship up 300 liters of what was the Saturn reaction? I don't know what world it was.
Like
Water.
dehydrated.
And then he just like drinks some of it and it freezes inside of him and he's bigger. or he sits in a bathtub.
He starts just freezing everything around him.
Yeah, and it makes him bigger. And he just cracks off the excess and then gets into his refrigeration suit. He's got like 4 sizes in a closet somewhere. He's just gonna like chisel himself down to the small one and throw the excess back into the tanks.
Well, there you go.
That's kind of interesting. It's also, if you think about it, it's pretty unique from what we've heard in the past in sci-fi, mostly because they couldn't show it on TV or a movie without spending a big healthy.
Well,
chunk
I mean, what I
of
was thinking of is
you just get
basically
like 4 actors.
well, yeah, because you're looking at something. If you really want to have fun, is to remember the rock monster in Galaxy Quest. Except,
Yeah, it has no
Yeah.
weak spot.
well, except in this case, it's ice effectively, and so when it gets too warm, then it starts boiling off.
Yeah, you're like, it's got one weak spot. The little vent on the back of the neck. You can't reach it.
Santarans.
So as that starts happening,
I mean, Doctor Who reference.
that's the thing. It's at a certain point is like if you get out of the suit, well, how quickly does he evaporate? Well, that's a good question.
20 seconds. Like
Well, you hope not, because then all of a sudden he becomes a living bomb.
Yeah. Just make sure he gets out of the suit over there.
You're going to get out of the suit in that refrigerated portion of the ship right over there.
Yeah.
And see, that's what you can use them for. Is you can use them for very cold areas in storage. It's like, instead of us worrying about it, we'll let them do all the manual labor.
They work in the
Refrigerated.
the reactor coolant chamber.
Yeah, exactly. Like, where do you need this? Not a problem.
We lose like 8 or 9 of them a day, but the liquid just like drains down to the bottom, collects over. We just like put them back in the freezer. They make more of them. They don't really care,
Well, they die. Well, they die when they evaporate,
they
but otherwise,
die.
as long as enough of them. Yeah, no. Well, as long as they keep effectively like their liquid brain effectively like that. As long as that stays there, they're okay.
Yeah.
It's like, well, as long as I'm not going someplace really hot, but all the refrigerated areas, you don't have to worry about it. You don't have to worry about the atmosphere. So for large sections of a ship, they could probably wander around within, quote, the void of space as long as that it's kept cold and out of the sun.
Yeah.
What is? I missed the beginning. So it's like a ice-based alien.
Yeah, because it's in Neptune.
Ah, okay.
So I was trying to find some. So there's only a few things that actually remain liquid at low enough temperatures for what Neptune's temperature is.
Yeah. Well, that's cool.
So I figured that if you look at ice and everything else, which is pretty ice and methane, I believe methane freezes on Neptune. So you've got something like that. So
yeah, I remember like some of the moons of Neptune, like they would have like volcanoes of like that would like shoot up like either it was like like the way the Earth is like is molten on the inside. There, it's molten water, which is water, and they
Yes.
would have like volcanoes of ice, basically happening and
Yep.
things like that, geysers and things. It's pretty fascinating.
Volcanoes.
And that was the
Yeah.
idea, because they were saying
Cool.
we'll create a monster for that. So, well, there you go. That's what we'll go for there.
Yeah. Oh, that's really cool. The one I
Is that-
did was I picked Io, and I
Okay.
made it sulfur based.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And so then I figured, okay, they breathe sulfur dioxide, so they always have to have a helmet on, and when they're encountering humans. And maybe Raven might not like this, but they're going to be visiting Venus, which also has a lot of sulfur dioxide. So they're going to be kind of like migrating, and they might be some illegal immigrants on Venus.
So have you looked at gallium? So if I remember correctly, is literally the they say that it may snow lead on Venus because it's so hot.
Oh gosh.
I just thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah. There's some fascinating
Don't worry. My people plan on exterminating both of your people. Just because it would be the right thing to do.
It probably would be. Mine are pretty ugly. They look like lobsters.
It's got nothing to do with
Yellow, smelly lobsters.
that. Yes, you got it. The rock lobsters.
Oh well, yeah, and when they burn, it has that cool blue color.
Yeah. Delicacy.
I will.
Yeah.
I will.
Venus is fascinating.
Exterminating both of you. For
It'll
the
be a
betterment
privilege.
of like tomorrow. Not next week, just tomorrow. Next week I'll be bored because I won't have anything to exterminate.
Did you know what he's going to do? He's going to recreate them,
Yeah,
just so we can exterminate them again.
My people are really smart. Really smart. And they're into genetics and shit. So
Mine are below average intelligence. They're used in high radiation environments and heat.
they were before we exterminated.
You gotta save some. So who's gonna clean the toilets?
One of our several slave races.
Yeah, you know what? That's what it can be. Is you can have the humans just enslaving everyone because they're the only ones that are able to get off the planet.
Nah, we bred a sub race of our other humans to be slaves. We don't need anything that's weird looking. See, right over here. See this guy? He's one of the toilet cleaners. Yeah, that's why you got demoted to toilet cleaner, bro.
Oh wait a minute! Is he going to make a fungal monster that goes through and then it just grows in the toilet so it gets self composting?
That sounds like it would take a job from a valuable slave. So no.
Wait a minute! I thought the fungi was the slave.
Nah. Sounds more like a commercial product. We don't believe in high industrial. Aquarian Mars does not believe in that kind of industrialization.
Oh, okay. Just want to make sure.
Where's Raven?
She's mourning a cat or something. I don't know.
Oh.
Or looking for a cat.
It's Tuesday. It's the same thing that happens every Tuesday.
It's an old cat, probably a great horned owl got it or something.
Well, this is an old cat for Raven, so it's like 6 weeks or something.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, she's had him for like more than 10 years.
10 weeks. Very fascinating.
So what did I miss? What was the subject of this thing?
Well, we were supposed to show off our aliens, but some people didn't do the homework. Some people are unavailable, so we're just still chewing the fat on them. I did create an image of mine hopefully other people will do the same thing so that
Yeah.
we can get a feel for what they
Did
look like, and if I ever throw them at you, uh, I can describe them, and one of you will be like, oh, I
Did
know
you
what
see
this
mine?
is.
The yellow like lobster guy?
No, I
Where did I
didn't.
put it? Was it in general?
Mm.
I don't remember where I put it.
I'm gonna make a special channel for this,
Yeah, you need to
so we can do
organize
that
your
because I did make an
channels
image.
into categories. That way, they're easier to find.
Maybe I put it in the Max Bovine chat.
Why would it be in a max? Well,
I don't know. I'm not very organized on my end either. I think I probably put it in shadows somewhere. But yeah, so again, I wrote up something as well. So my guys, they're from IO. They're sulfur based, and they they're kind of like bugs where they can only really be they're workers. They're male and female workers, unlike bees. The females are only workers, and then there's drones and queens, or in this case, kind of royals. And you know how they have the royal jelly that makes the queens, which is rare. Only the queens can make them, I guess. And in this case, like a lot of their sort of goal is to like get enough money to be able to mate and have royal and become a royal. So they're kind of trying to get the royal jelly to become to kind of level up, and they become smarter at that point.
That sounds way too common.
Yeah.
I'm just
So yeah, and
that's why they need to be exterminated.
yeah, oh yeah, they're from IO. They have kind of they're like the ones that you'll probably meet are usually just workers trying to get by, and they're used in like harsh environments. And they I don't know if Shadow wasn't here, but they're basically also kind of like emigrating to Venus, where they can breathe the air there and handle the heat. Yeah.
Raven will love that. So, one of the categories is obviously age in comparison to humanity. Are your species older or
I'm
younger?
going with a deviation of humanity. Early colonists that genetically
Okay,
tinkered themselves.
so
Justin
younger.
with the deviants.
Yeah, yeah. And plan on taking old stock humanity and turning them into toilet washers. Yeah.
Do they have like bristly hair so you can just
No.
use them as a swirly thing?
no. They're,
Old
they're, they're
humanity.
used to being bullied, so the hair on top of their head are bristles. So when they use them as a swirly, they can make sure that the toilet gets clean at the same time.
Yeah, that might work.
It
I
could be
like
like
that idea.
it
That's
could
what
be
I
like
was
a
alluding to.
eugenics experiment, like Khan.
Yeah. That's what I was going for. I was thinking more like the books. What were they called? The Drock books from. What was his name? He wrote those parallel reality stories. Not Turtle Dove, the other one. It doesn't matter. He, he wrote the books about South Africa winning World War II and then taking over the planet. Yeah,
Not ringing
doesn't
a
matter.
bell.
I
I
talked
think
about
I've
them a
heard of
few
it.
weeks ago. I'm riffing off that idea.
Oh. We offer the world order.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
I'm being very imaginative. I'm ripping off someone else's work and twisting it to suit my needs, like every great writer before me.
No, you're absolutely right. That's the way to do it.
Yep.
I understand when, like, I was talking to one guy earlier today, and he's like, "Hey, there's this dragon that came in, and it got rid of all of the forced the elves out, and then took residence in the elven city. He's like, well, that was my idea, and I went, that's just a riff off the Hobbit where they did it to dwarves, but now you just did it to elves. I said, what's the
Yeah.
difference? It's like, oh man, okay.
Yeah, and that's in the Silmarillion with elves as well. I think
really? Okay.
Nagorothron, like Galadriel's brother, his palace and city was occupied by a dragon.
So it happened in Lord of the Rings too.
Twice.
Twice.
Well,
I love that. That's always the best answer. Twice.
Well, I mean, it makes sense, but I just have to laugh because it's like it doesn't matter if you have the original idea. It's what you do.
It's how you deliver it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I love that line from South Park that would come up every now and then. Fuck, what's his name?
Simpsons did it.
Bubbles. Yeah, Simpsons did it. Simpsons did it. Simpsons did it.
Okay.
Every time they're like, they would rip off an old Simpsons episode. That stupid Butters would run across the screen. Simpsons did it.
Can't blame them. I mean, that's part of the. But no, it's people that sometimes have to be
Come
careful
over
in those things. Like, yeah, that happens a lot more, and it's okay if it does.
Yeah, and it's like the first time they did it, they were ripping off of a Simpsons episode that was ripping off something else anyway.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, there are very few original ideas left.
Well, I think
or
there are
so
only
they
what
say.
is it? It's there 21 unique stories or something like that, and then
No, it's
7.
much less. I thought it was 10, but on Gatekeepers we did an episode, and Jade brought out a new treatise on it, and there's
7?
like
There's
seven plots basically. Everything boils down to one of these 7.
There are variations of them that expand that wheel.
Sure.
Right? And then it's best to
Right.
always have like multiple of them in your story. So it's like a drama romance, action drama, romantic action. And that's just 3, right? You got like 3 combinations of that.
it's
Plus,
like man versus it's man versus nature, man versus himself, man versus society. And,
Yeah, no, that's more philosophical than plot structure. Oh, whatever, it doesn't matter.
So, Omen, your species, older or
I
younger?
already said it was millions of years older, but that's just because they don't, they're they're slow. They don't have super high metabolism. I mean, they can get a high metabolism if they're in a really hot environment, but that's not good for them either.
So that would be their equivalent to getting drunk or high.
For what? If they get hot? No.
Yeah.
Getting hot would be more like and how insects start moving faster the hotter that they get. So they're more endothermic rather than they're exothermic rather than endothermic, and because of that, they're going to speed up. But if they get too hot, then they burn themselves out and they evaporate. So,
you know what happens to insects when they get too hot?
they die.
Yeah.
That's the whole point.
Especially in moist environments, they start absorbing the moisture in the air, the steam, and they explode. You can kill bugs with steamer. It's one of the best ways to kill them.
Oh, I mean, if you've seen the
it's better than poisons.
If you've ever watched the bees in Japan where they get the giant hornets, they just they form the bee ball and just overheat the hornet to kill it.
Yeah,
the murder hornets, those giant ones. Like, great.
Yeah.
I think they also use like dry ice or nitrogen to kill bed bugs or something.
No,
you
just
do that.
You
steam works really well for bed bugs because they have a really low tolerance to that.
Yeah, they swell up and pop. And diatomaceous earth.
So diatomaceous earth gets into their joints and it just basically tears them apart.
Yeah, it's like sandpaper in your veins. Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah, so diatomaceous earth is a pretty good thing to get for bugs.
Yeah. Remember, buy it from the hardware store. It comes in 20-pound bags there.
Oh.
Well, you can also just use boric acid. That does the same thing.
Okay.
The boric acid, they walk through it, and then most insects clean themselves, and then it gets into their
Well, the
system.
boric
And
acid
then,
actually gets into their
kablooey.
joints, just like the diatomaceous earth, and cuts them to shreds.
Yeah.
At the joints.
Yeah, but how much is it? Like, like the reason why I say buy the diatomaceous earth from the hardware store because it's sold like as a filler with the concrete stuff and crap like that.
It is, but diatomaceous earth, it depends on like the quality that you get for it.
Yeah.
But with boric acid, you know what you get.
I think I put that in my dog's food.
Boric acid? Or
No,
diatomaceous
the diatomaceous earth.
Like,
Why?
I'm afraid to ask what you do with your dog.
Yeah, we got a big bag for like using on the chickens.
Yeah.
And I saw somebody putting it in the food for their dog and stuff. Well, let's try that. She's still alive. We've been doing that was like over a year ago. So
Well, I'm saying that because you buy it at the hardware store, and it's still fine enough for the use of the bugs, and it's a lot cheaper than buying it for bugs because they sell it in like little half
yeah.
pound
Yeah.
containers. It's like what the container acts as a mister, but you still need to buy a mister for it anyway. So we had that problem about a decade ago. So
I'm surprised it's so cheap because it's like little tiny fossils or something.
Yeah.
It's I think they produce it synthetically now.
Oh, okay.
It's like coral growth as well, so you can synthetically grow coral. But yeah, it's just like ground into a fine powder.
Yeah.
Then
So just one theme of all stories.
Yeah. What?
Interesting. So boric acid isn't bad for us, but for insects, it just tears them to bits.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Is it cheaper then?
Well, it depends. Well, it's more concentrated, so it would be cheaper probably for the amount that you use, but just depends on how much you want to carry. But you just do a little fine line across, and it just tears apart. Well, like you said, it's poisonous when they eat it, but it also tears the joints up
Be right
and
back.
dehydrates them.
Yeah.
So, works both ways.
Yeah. I know you want those little. Like I still have them under the bed legs because I never took them up. Little things that go under the feet of your bed, and then it creates like a bowl for you to put it in, so they can't climb up the
Oh yeah.
bed legs. And
Well,
then
the thing
put it
that's
around your baseboards and. If I lived in a house, I would have dug out the wall sockets and put in soundproofing cups behind them because they seal tight. Couldn't do that here, so I taped over the sockets that weren't being used. Which I recommend you do isolate your sockets from behind, insulate them, make your room more soundproof, and you don't have to worry about things crawling through the outlets.
Sorry about that.
What's up, James? They're only humans and humans with DNAMs to
so
survive on
that's
specific
referring
worlds.
to Traveler 2300.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's DNAMs?
Mutations.
Ah.
Yeah, it's basically where you have had custom alterations to your genetic code, so you can survive in other worlds. I like 2300, and now the fact that Mongoose owns all of that, and apparently I think they own Twilight 2000 too. I don't know if they're keeping that with Free League at the moment, but when Mark Miller sold his stuff off, apparently that included Twilight 2000.
Oh, he's
Mark
not
Miller,
doing it anymore?
Well, I mean, he's what, probably 70 something by now. So and Mongoose has been doing a good job with Traveler, so he sold it off.
I agree. That's a shame, though.
Well, why is it a shame?
Well, that he didn't have offspring, to
Well,
carry the
even if you
torch
do,
for him.
you may just go over and they don't want to. If they don't want to do it, then you give it to
Yeah.
people who love.
Make them.
Yeah, that works really well. Look at what happened with Coors.
With who?
I was going to say.
It was one of the major brewers. One of the guys didn't want to be in the.
Oh,
He
of
didn't want to
course.
get the business, and so he sold his portion off to like third-party investors, and the family was really pissed off about that. It's much better to leave it into the hands of someone that likes it rather than anything else.
Well, that tells you that when he mentioned something, they brushed him off, because if his family had offered to buy it from him, he wouldn't have had to sell it to
That sounds nice,
third-party
but do you know the
investors.
number
Third
of
party.
times I have talked to people where they said the person just sells it to someone else? Sometimes it's not even that they're brushed off; it's just that they don't ask. There's a lot of stuff. Hell, I asked my parents for a rug, and my father said no. My mother said no, we can't give that away. Come back a year later, they gave it away, and my father said, "Well, if you'd asked for it, we would have given it to you." And I went, "I did ask
like you
for
said, they brushed you off.
it."
Like literally, your example is them doing exactly what I said would be done.
No. A lot of times people just forget things, or you say something and they're like,
Yeah.
"Oh,
Okay, this is a multinational $1 million corporation. It's less likely they forgot than your parents would have about a rug you asked about.
no." I'm being honest. I've seen a lot of times where things are going out there where they like to keep, whether it's land or anything else, and the person does it without even talking to them. Even if they, and we're talking like people that live like 2 houses down from you. There's this weird stuff that goes on that sometimes they're just like, oh, someone offered me a certain amount of money. That sounds good. And before they even consult the rest of the family, they just sell it. Like, really? We would have bought it from you for the same price. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot.
Well,
And sometimes it has to do with drugs and other crap. So who knows?
Sounds like a douchey thing to do, though.
Huh.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's what I meant is if you're going to sell it off, but if the family, you know what? If you're going to look at your kids and your kids aren't interested, it's like, give me the money and then they'll inherit the money. And that's a better use.
Yeah.
And then they piss through it, before
Well, that's
they're
why
out
you
of
don't
college.
give it to them before they're 35 or something.
Or you put it in a trust where it only gets a portion.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I set mine up that my son doesn't get any money until he turns 18. And then once he turns 18, then he only gets half. He gets a third, and then a half, and then the other half at the end.
That math is wrong.
No, it isn't actually. If you look at it, so it's actually
a half of the remaining amount.
Right.
Okay, because a third and a half is
right.
less than 100%.
Yes, a half of the remaining amount, and then the rest of it at the end. So
no, it's more than 100. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, well, yeah, be 100% at the end.
Yeah,
but he's not supposed to get till he turns 30. So like my money goes to my parents first, and then it goes to my father, and then if he passes away, it goes to my mother, and then if she passes away, then it goes to him. And he's not supposed to get anything until he turns a certain age, because I think that's the worst thing you can do is give kids money before they even know how to handle it.
Yeah. You could have set up a trust that just gives him like a stipend every month or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. You give him $1,200 a month.
Yeah.
Like, it's enough. It's enough to help, but it's not enough to that you don't work and everything else to appreciate.
Oh, it depends on where you live. Even in the U.S., if you find some place that's really cheap, you can live pretty large on $1,200 a month.
Oh, I know. that. It's just. But if you're living at $1,200 a month, I'm not too worried about you spending all your inheritance either.
Yeah,
that's the other point. What I'm worried about is how too often people get too much money. And have you ever seen these lottery winners that win millions?
Oh yeah,
and they're broke.
Oh yeah,
within 5 to 10 years.
They get up. I watched this one, right, and he's like, he got the lotto money, and he spent it. He spent it all on like rare rocks and cocaine. It's like he hired a manservant just to remember what the different mineral samples he bought were called
Gee.
because he was that into it. He was that into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was mostly he hired some guy to remember the crap he bought while he was high.
That
Well, I feel,
long.
but that's the thing.
I
about
don't
any
think
of
he
it.
had the money for 5 years.
It's usually a lot. It's usually a lot quicker. Sometimes I've heard stories where they blow through it in a year and are on the streets because they just do something monumentally
Yeah.
stupid, which I personally I can't imagine.
Most of them, it takes about 3 to 5 years. But the thing that always happens is they decide to pay for all their friends and everything else, and going,
Yeah.
dude, you're gonna find
Well,
out
they
that
got all kinds of new
Yeah.
friends because they're
Yeah.
rich now.
yeah, exactly, and then those friends disappear once the money runs out.
Yeah. I'm just saying, if I ever win the big money, which
You're gonna maintain this current lifestyle you have.
oh yeah, well, there'll be a lot more blow for about 3 years.
I was just thinking, you're talking about that. I was just thinking the exact opposite. It's like, well, what happened to Justin? Well, you know what? He started working out. He lost all this weight. Well, what caused him to do that? Well, he was doing enough cocaine. He could only get 3 hours of sleep a night, so he had to do something.
There were signs.
I can only get 3 hours of sleep a night now. How much sleep do you think I'm going to get with cocaine? None.
None. In about 6 months, you'd be dead.
No,
Justin will be on the
it takes
treadmill
about
with the
4 days for
cocaine.
you to die without sleep.
No. Justin's been on a treadmill with cocaine as he's writing his book. At the same time.
My 5th book that day.
Just call you Elron.
Yeah.
No. He'll be like Gary Busey, where he's snorting cocaine off the dog.
I think I could be decent enough to hire a beautiful woman instead of a dog for snorting cocaine off of.
Oh, I didn't say that there weren't beautiful women involved too. It's just that he
Don't
said
do
that
drugs,
was his
kids.
low point
Drugs are
was
bad.
when the cocaine blew off onto the dog's back, and so to make sure he got it, he started sniffing it off the dog's back. It was like, damn.
At least it wasn't a cat. Get all that dander up your nose.
Oh, gee.
Oh, I hate cats.
I've already got a runny
That's
nose.
awesome.
Yikes. That would be like permanent. I'd permanently have a fucking runny
Oh, there we
nose. No,
go.
thank you.
See, you were asking why would you ever hire these crystalline creatures? Because they don't have noses, so they don't have to worry about taking all your cocaine.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then you got junkies following them around with a razor blade, chipping little
Hey, you
shavings
know what?
off.
That's the other thing that could work there.
They are the spice. Is that what
does
you're
anyone
saying?
remember Futurama with the poplars?
Yep.
Yes.
You can't own land. That was the best line. I think it was in that episode where he's like, there's like a hippie protesting eating poplars, and he's like, it's like, you can't own land, man. And he's like, yes, I can, because I'm not a penniless hippie like you.
Oh,
And then the hippie bought you and sold you, and you learned. Oh,
there were times that Futurama was funny. It was funny
There you
in
go.
retrospect
There you
than
go,
it is
Grumpy.
while you watch it.
Oh, they might be like,
Futurama.
if they're crystalline, they might be immune to lasers. Just already brought that up properly.
Oh, well, you know
my
what?
laser.
Well, it actually it's more interesting because now they could actually, because it could act like
Deflect.
a, yeah, exactly. It could reflect some of them. Into
Your
slightly different
laser
directions.
bounces off of me and cuts through you like glue.
And just have like a weird sense of humor like that too.
Yeah, they got like their whole understanding of like English comes from reading a discarded third grade joke book.
Yeah,
Oh
was it
yeah.
Diary of a Nerdy Kid? You like ice
Uh,
cream? Why don't you marry him?
oh, I am saving this. Oh, I just found this. Is it this? Yeah, I just found this on Reddit.
Well, I have had crystals, and a lot of times because you're looking at these, they're somewhat transparent. So that's the big thing is if they're opaque, it's a little bit different. But if they're transparent,
Do you
then
like werewolf?
up. Where'd you get that one from? That looks like something from.
It looks AI generated.
Yeah, that's what I meant. I think it's from Renegade Studios or
Eh,
something.
or it could be something from
Well, it
Shadows
says
of
AI
Brimstone.
art werewolf in the corner. So
Oh, okay. As long as we
Oh,
know where
okay.
it came from.
yeah. So
If I had the URL, I'd plug my wife's coloring book.
Hey, you know what I could do with my mother's?
yeah, it's not print on demand.
What, my mother's?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I'll have to ask her. She was just saying that she'd actually turn a profit when she got to like 110 sold.
That's pretty good. Profit is always good. It's one of the rules of acquisition.
If
And
you
there
aren't
are
making
only
money,
one
you're called a charity.
and there's
Technically,
only one set of rules I respect, and that is the rules of acquisition. Commerce is a current.
Rule number 7: satisfaction is never guaranteed.
Is that rule number 7?
Oh, I don't know the numbers. I saw that when I went to years ago. It was in the Las Vegas Hilton, I think it was, which is kind of off the strip, and it was like a and they had a Star Trek theme there. So it's by the
Yeah.
Las Vegas Convention Center. I don't think they have a Star Trek theme anymore, but at the time, so and they had and the bar was quarks and stuff, and you had like a lot of like you could buy a little some like Star Trek memorabilia. Like I
Okay.
bought my cousin a bottle of Romulan ale, and they also had like the. I remember they had the book, which was the like a whole printed out book with all the rules. Some of them were
Rule
duplicates.
rule number 7 is keep your ears open.
Good one.
let's
Especially
see.
for
I'll throw
Ferengi.
this in for.
Oh, yeah, I should.
Let's see. So you can find that one.
Who
Who was the actor that played that guy? Because that guy was really good.
That's the rules of acquisition right there.
There you go, Justin. Apparently, my mother's book is on Amazon. So
Good. There is a rule 0. What the
Rule
Negus
0.
wants, we acquire.
What do you want?
Rule 1: once you have their money, you never give it back.
oh wait a minute.
Oh,
Isn't
yeah.
that like Mythic Game?
Yeah.
Oh,
Like,
the
well,
best deal
so
is
much
the
for
one that brings the most profit.
so much for a couple $100 on that Kickstarter loss.
I remember listening to like a YouTuber, and he said, "The Ferengi are what socialists think capitalists are."
Also, rule number 2: money is everything, because there are some duplicates. Yeah.
I wish that wasn't on Paramount because like, you just can't get every single goddamn service.
Well, there is one service you can get. It is called Arr, matey.
Arr.
Yeah.
Arr.
It's like,
Armin Shimmerman was the actor playing Quark.
yeah, he was good. Just
I remember seeing him. I want to say it was Married
Mhm.
with Children, or something like that, without his makeup.
Very weird.
Just like Londo Malari, I forget the Peter Jurassic, was also in an episode of Married with Children. I heard him, and I'm like, my head snapped around. I'm like, what
He was
the?
also the
Yeah.
one-armed man in The Fugitive.
The TV show.
oh,
No, not the TV show. I think it was
Really?
the movie.
In the movie?
Yeah, the one with Harrison Ford.
He was the worst plotline
What's up, David?
character in Sliders.
his voice is used in a lot of stuff.
He was literally when that show jumped the shark.
To quote another work, money isn't everything. There's also checks and credit cards. And he played the principal in Buffy.
Yeah, like
Interesting.
for 3 episodes or whatever. Because like nobody died faster in that show than the principal.
I
Yeah,
never watched
that
Buffy.
seemed to be a girl thing. I was like, I don't.
Hey man, I love.
I saw the
Buffy.
movie.
I know, but you also like romantic.
I saw the
comedies.
movie and I
You're
saw.
like half. You're more girlish than the rest of us. So, for your taste.
I'm also the most manly.
The only episode I ever saw of Buffy, the only episode I ever saw was the one, excuse me, where she had died and they brought her back and she was pissed. And I totally got that. I'm like, yeah, that's exactly how it should be. You know, that's why I run a lot of my characters that way, which upset a few people out there. It's like, no, you're not bringing me back.
Wow. If I was in hell, I'd want you to bring me back.
I was running a paladin.
Just say it. Unless I'm in that one ring of hell where I get to participate in like the hot chick orgy, because I'm that kind of degenerate. Then don't bring me back, because that's better than heaven.
I was just going down the list, and he's like in everything, and especially the important stuff, at least. And then he's in Alien Nation, which that's another good Alien concept. The whole
I liked Alien Nation.
Peter Jurassic.
Yeah, and he was in the TV series, but the movie was good too with James Caan.
Yeah, the movie came out first,
yeah.
and then they brought out the
Mandy Patinkin. That blew me away that Mandy Patinkin played George San Francisco in the movie.
Oh, it was him?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
I never liked that guy.
Oh, he's.
I liked him on screen, but what I hear he was a serious piece of work off camera.
That sucks.
Kind of prima donna, sort of, just.
Oh, one thing I remember seeing him, Tom Schneider show. It's kind of like a late night talk show back in when I was living back east. And he was a big model train fanatic. I think he was like he liked the what do you call them? The bigger size, not the American Flyer and stuff like that. And I guess HO scale. And scale, yeah. And Mandy Patinkin, I guess he had him on, and they were like, just spent the whole episode talking about model trains. It was just wonderful. It's nice seeing somebody with a passion for something. I really had fun with it instead of them just talking about like Hollywood and stuff.
Oh, who's the guy that plays? I can't remember, but he was the father on Family Ties, but he also played Bert in Tremors. Miniature painter. He loves painting miniature trains and everything else.
Oh, nice.
Wasn't he also in Hill Street Blues?
But I'm saying, but no, he. If you actually look, what he did is I saw him one time when they were showing stuff off, and he was showing his model train and talking about the different stencils and not the dust, but you know what I'm talking about, where you do the where it's got the powders that you rub on there.
The weathering powder.
The weathering, yeah. Yeah, he was.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they were.
That's right here.
He was on there discussing that at one of
what do they
And
call
things.
them?
Weathering powders.
Yeah.
Weathering
Yeah.
powders.
Yeah.
So
Ground up charcoal.
so that guy was he's big into model trains and stuff.
That's kind of how I got my start. Was model trains and like World War II
Yeah.
kits
Hmm.
back in the day.
Oh, absolutely.
I still have some basically brand new train engines and tracks and cars and things like that in one of the rooms downstairs we got for Jackie. Thought he'd get a kick out of it.
None.
Nothing, nothing. Just you have to see the big
Yeah.
setups
Yeah.
Yeah.
first to really
Man,
appreciate it. We had this
his
McDonald's.
autism is being questioned right now. I don't believe he's. I think it's all staged. He can't be as autistic as because if he doesn't like trains, man, like what the fuck? There are rules here.
I
They
don't
have to be
know.
followed.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong at all.
Uh,
Yeah, the GM my old 5e game was really into model trains a lot. It's such a compatible hobby, you know.
Oh, I used to take all the stuff from from the model train stuff because that's what you'd find at the hobby stores, and then that would be used for wargaming. I think they knew that,
Mm.
but it was
Yep. I did the same thing. I bought an N scale train, which is the
mhm.
really tiny ones, and I had it laid out on my Epic Space Marines
Mhm.
battle board. So the train would be going around
Oh,
while we're
I
cool.
love
playing.
I love Z
It
scale.
was it was kind of awesome. Occasionally, we incorporate it into the war. Like if it stopped at a certain place, you could take it over as an object, like a moving objective.
Yeah.
Yeah, and scale depending on where it's made, it's either 1/60th or 2/20th. Where Z scale is like half that. Yeah.
Uh,
Tool
Well,
time.
I think
it worked for us, but then I don't know whatever happened to it. I wish I still had it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a. I guess I don't know if it's still around. I mean, there's still people like it. And like my old GM was pretty. Is probably what late 20s, I imagine. I think he got it from his father, and
Yeah.
so there's still people doing it.
yeah. Well,
Yeah, I actually picked up. There was this weird store across the street from my house. It wasn't a pawn shop, but it was like a pawn shop. And this guy got in a bunch of really, really old. The big where the
Oh
engine is
yeah,
like this freaking big. You and if you added this stuff to it, it would smoke as
oh
it went
wow.
around the track.
yeah,
And
Glycerin.
the tracks were like I don't remember. This is like 50,
yeah.
literally like 50 years ago.
No, that's
And
what it was.
the
It was
tracks
just like the vape pens work now. It was a little glycerin tray, and it would heat it up, and it would create smoke. But that's
Yeah, I think,
and the tracks were almost like 2 inches wide, just big,
Mhm.
massive. Everything was just freaking massive. And I don't know whatever happened to that either. That I guarantee that's worth a freaking
yeah.
fortune now. That stuff is so hard to find. When you go to Hobby Lobby, the only thing that's locked up
Mhm.
is the
Yeah.
trains.
They're so easy.
And no, the
They're
trains
so
and the
easy to just put
airbrushes.
into your pocket and walk out. That's why. Uh,
Literally, there used to be
and they're
a
expensive.
box, a train set, and someone had literally just cut out the plastic and pulled out some of the
That's
Yeah.
cars.
that's
So they had to start locking it all up. It
Shadow
was
had a
kind of
really good
jacked up.
comment earlier. You kind of got to go and find a big setup somewhere.
yeah.
Here in Denver, I think they have a good one in Greeley. Back in Jersey, they had one in Patterson, the North Jersey Riders. They actually had after Tom Schneider died, he donated the large scale trains, the ones that were bigger than the O scale, and they had that setup, and then they had their big O scale setup. It was beautiful. It was just a massive. It was in an old factory building. They had this massive room, this huge setup. It was great.
What's the one smaller than Z?
Over
T?
in Buena Park, California, where
Yeah.
Knott's Berry Farm is. You guys probably heard of that place. There's a McDonald's right there by the entrance, and it's a really big McDonald's, and it's got a centerpiece, of your typical mountains and different levels and tiers, so that as it's going, it will hit all the different levels. But the trains also go up along the
Yeah,
ceiling, and just all throughout the restaurant. It's just it's like the only McDonald's I would go to, and even then I would just go get the fries
yeah.
and be done
It's
with it.
Do
yes.
they still
But it was
have play
gorgeous.
places down there?
Yeah,
Yeah, because they've been
it,
getting
it
rid of
Yeah,
them up
yeah,
here.
it depends on which ones are you going to. Um,
yeah. It's more of a like a neighborhood thing. If they find that they're just not getting the traffic, then they
Yeah,
take them out.
I know. Our local, the nearest McDonald's to me is by the mall, right? Like it shares the parking lot with the local mall, and they renovated maybe 2005 or something. And before they did that, like they tore the whole building down. Um, the play place was in the basement because it's the one I went to when I was a kid, right? And it had like a merry-go-round right inside the basement. You just get on it and it's just
Huh.
red all the time. You just jump on the thing and all kinds of cool stuff. But when they tore it out, they got rid of it and they just put like a ball pit in. And just before COVID, they got rid of that. Really sucked. I stopped using it, obviously, growing up. But
actually, I was just
like
thinking,
the
what
thought
has Big
of
Justin been doing? He's
it's just
just,
like
I know, it's
it's
the
like the
idea.
social fabric of
Oh yeah.
like the idea that it's not there anymore sucks.
Well, I think I have seen some. It depends on the owner because it's really people forget McDonald's is not owned by McDonald's except a few restaurants. Almost all of them are
Yeah,
owned by franchisees, and they determine what they're going to build there. Um,
yeah.
but I saw
Oh
one of
no,
them that they did
actually,
with Chick-fil-A.
McDonald's owns the buildings. They the way McDonald's makes its money is leasing the buildings to the franchises.
yeah, and
If you
they
weren't aware
do
of that,
and they do a lot of the research, the marketing research, like see
yeah.
where this neighborhood's going to grow. Like they'll yeah, they find spots before there are even houses there.
Sometimes I think
Yeah,
that spot was.
Well, we can always go look up what you have to do. So you have to have at least, oof, ouch. Um,
for Grumpy's comment, I remember going to that museum. It's really cool. They have the German U-boat there.
Mhm.
which one was that? Oh, in Chicago? Yeah, I
Yeah,
went there. The Museum of Science and History, well, Science and Industry, I liked better than the Natural History Museum. The Natural History Museum, if you can go to one in the United States, and I haven't been to one in New York, but go to the one for at least the Smithsonian. But yeah, the Museum of Science and History, my son really enjoyed. But
Yeah.
yeah, if you go to Mobile, Alabama, they have a submarine from World War II, which is a U.S. submarine rather than the German submarine.
Mm-hmm.
oh cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
submarines are cool.
Alabama, I think they made a lot of those Liberty boats, the ones that like the landing crafts and the Liberty ships, and I think they made the landing crafts or one or the other.
They made the duck.
Well, the USS Alabama also that's the battleship they have out there, so you can go tour that one.
I love the duck. The duck is the best. You know what the duck is, right?
Yeah, you're talking about that big giant vehicle that
No,
can
no,
float.
no, no. The duck was uh, a landing craft made in World War II by your Marine Corps, and it's a plywood boat,
Oh, cool.
and it had a specially engineered patching kit made for it that came on a roll, and is commonly sold in the color gray today. Can you guess what it's called?
Oh,
Duck patch.
Duct tape.
Ah, now they'll just
so
slap flex tape on it.
speaking of which, as I was reading kind of the autobiography of your general, Louis Mackenzie.
Louis Mackenzie?
He
Might
was the
have a
general during
poster
he was the
around here
general
somewhere.
like the 90s of in for Yugoslavia. You know when they were having that issue.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
Okay, I don't
anyway,
have a poster of that one around here.
Yeah, but they had it. Apparently, I think was it the French. Anyway, his plane got hit by the wing, and it took off part of the front edge of the leading wing when they were cut with one of the. Uh, someone had some one of the vehicles that they were doing, and they hit that, and they literally taped it with duct tape to make sure it would get the aerodynamics, so they could take off.
Yeah, duct tape is great. It's great for everything except for ductwork.
Yeah, exactly. That's what they said.
Because most people don't realize that the name is related to the naval craft, because who the fuck would know that, and think it's actually for ductwork. Yeah.
All right, I got my settings done for this. I got most of my treasures all done.
Yeah.
I'm actually roll stuff, so that's kind of cool. I'm gonna have to update some of these, but this looks great.
I was talking a few weeks ago about a book series called The Lost Fleet.
Okay.
And I just found out there was a prequel series to it, so I listened to it on Audible. And the writer of that was in the JAG Corps before he became a writer. And he constantly jokes about like duct tape being the best thing ever in his books. Like when they finally met aliens that they could cooperate with in that universe, because it's a sci-fi series. They impressed them by introducing them to the marvels of duct tape, the universal patching kit and surgery tool. I guess they're like, you got a bullet wound, put a little duct tape on it until we get to med bay. Oh, there's a hole in the hall. Put some duct tape on it until we get a welder up here.
Well, if
Of course, it's space
if you're
duct
talking
tape,
about
but-
Kentucky Ballistics, just put a thumb in it.
Yeah. Of course, it's like futuristic high tech duct tape, but still.
Right.
They made a point to explain to the aliens that it's a temporary patch only, not permanent.
I should hope so.
You don't want the aliens thinking it's permanent, right? Eh,
Well, it depends on how much
well,
you like them.
that's true.
Duct tape to spaceship.
If you don't care for them much, then you say this is the greatest
No,
thing
just
ever.
leave it there. It's fine. 6 weeks from now, when the hole blows back open and your whole crew dies, we'll be laughing. Ugh. He just died from a little bit of sepsis because you didn't actually take him to the hospital. Ugh. It's not our fault. We gave
Just
you
a
the
little
duct tape.
sepsis. I like that. Just a little. You know. It's just a little dysentery with pneumonia.
Yeah. It only killed him once. Oh. Oh.
So bad.
Yes, red green. You should all learn construction techniques from red green. Who have any of you ever watched Red Green?
No, I'm not even sure what it is.
Once.
It's an old Canadian comedy show.
I've seen it, but I've seen of him, like, but not like a commercial for it, but never.
Yeah, I saw like one episode way back.
Yeah, the Red Green show.
I would also add maybe super glue if you get a good brand, because super glue is so hit and miss. But there are times then
Hey,
you definitely want to have some super
I
glue.
buy my stuff in a bulk bag from China. It's the best.
I just I buy the same brand now. Where is it? It's the only brand that I found that is worth its shit out here. It's Loctite.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
So
Which color?
It's
Because they have some
blue and
different
red.
colors for Loctite, depending on what you use. Because that's when things. The type of the
I
you
get
know.
these ones, but I get them in a bag of 200 of these for like $40. So
Is that like the fast dry or the quick or the slow dry?
it's cheap from China dry. And
Well
that's
then.
40 Canadian bucks, so that's like 30 cents American.
Yeah, I remember getting some from the dollar store for some like like crazy glue knockoff, and it was just like everything I had to put like baking powder on it to like for it to set.
Fair enough, Grumpy.
Um,
And I found out that accelerator actually, while it may make it glue
brittle.
faster, it glues weak. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
super weak. So
Uh,
don't use it.
It
Just hold
depends
it.
if you
And if it's a problem, move on to a different brand so you don't have to
Mm.
hold it as
what I
long.
usually like the accelerator for is like I'll tack it with the glue normal, right, just to get the tack down, and then I'll fill any voids or whatever with accelerator, then put baking powder in there, and then glue on the top, and it will like the baking powder glues faster, but it's just not as fast as with accelerator.
Yeah, I only use the baking powder when I don't care what
You
it
can
looks
sand it
like.
down as well, so um,
It does get a
I'm
little
usually pretty.
sheen.
Yeah, I do.
It always ends up looking, like dried
Well, if you,
snow
you
or
sand
something.
it and then
I don't
you
want it.
just get enough to.
But it's usually like in like places where I can't get even a
Did you get that
sanding
electric
board or
micro
anything like
sander
that.
I sent you a link to? No,
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 you
no,
should
no.
look into that. That thing's pretty good. It'll help you with that. Because a lot of the times, not getting into areas is not being able to move as much as it is the tightness,
Yeah.
and having something the thickness of a toothpick
And
that
then
will
a
help
lot
you.
of those sanding boards or sanding
No,
foams and
no,
stuff,
no. Okay, so the
they're
thing
like
you'll have to go
they're
back in your chat and look for it, but it's like the electric toothbrush, but it's got like a sanding thing.
the one with all the
Yeah,
attachments, the
yeah.
different tools.
I gotta get one of those too. I think it was only like
You
ten
could use a
bucks.
Dremel. I guess you can sand.
Too much power. Too
Wow.
much power. You'll rip through things really quick. Um,
Yeah.
because I've tried that, and also it rotates instead of doing like the
Yeah.
oscillating motion. Yeah.
Circular.
I wish I had like
So
dentist tools.
yeah, I got some of those around here somewhere.
Yeah, ditto.
Yeah.
the That's cool. So for gluing, and I just make stuff with PLA and on the FDM printer, but for like
Yeah.
gluing the resin print, is resin like it works with crazy glue, or is it like
Yeah. That's
isopropyl?
why I use this shit.
Mm.
I use
Hmm.
this shit.
Yeah, you can't use
Yeah.
PVA. I mean, I suppose you
Yeah.
could.
It'd be so weak.
I've never tried,
No.
but
Yeah, and I've done some pretty massive things. I have a life-size bust of a person up there. Uh, that I printed on a fairly small resin printer
Oh, nice.
in like segments this big.
wow.
Yeah.
So you like puzzles?
Yeah, well, I knew where they all went. I cut the model up myself, so but like the
Right.
head is like 4 strips across and then like 6 like segments. It was like really big. Yeah.
Sounds like a lot of work.
Thinking of doing another one, but of Conan. I got a good bust of Conan I found. It's free. I might do a Conan bust.
With the resin, how do you keep like the mess down? Like I just can't picture myself not making a mess.
Uh, well, put trays down, isolate where you're working, so you're not spreading it around. Uh, have have like a dedicated corner, and just know that that table is going to get fucked up. Uh, and then don't be an absolute noob.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you got the jittery hands because you got the tendonitis or whatever, I don't know,
Yeah, or
whatever the
alcohol
fuck.
withdrawals.
Yeah, you got the 3 bottles of Jim Beam a day problem. Find a new hobby. Shadow knows what that's like. He knows what everything
No,
bad's like.
not everything.
Yeah, just Rosebud.
No, you won't go there. It's so it's so disgusting.
Rosebud.
Confession
Oh my
through
god.
projection.
No. We were talking about Citizen Kane or whatever movie that was. 1 week.
I remember you talking about that, and then you completely converting it over to something else.
Yeah, and then you
Degenerate,
see Shadow's
foul.
face, and because he does that, I keep bringing it up because it makes me feel a little more innocent inside.
No, Shadow does not do that. Shadow wants no part of it.
Doth protest too much. I know my Shakespeare.
What was that, George?
What? I think he's just cooking his mouse. What are we doing tonight anyway?
I'm actually going to call it in a little bit at the
Thank
top of
God.
the hour. I'm tired of blowing my nose, and the usual solution is to
Yeah.
lay down, and then it just pools in my brain, and I don't know what happens to it
Yeah, I gotta
after
get
that.
some writing done.
I haven't done any of that. I'm planning on starting Monday. Give myself, I guess, a week off because of this
Yeah.
nonsense, and then
You
get
can't do
back
that.
into
You
it.
just have to
I
do it,
have
man.
been
You
doing.
just can't like take a day off. You just have to, unless you're like in bed the entire time. If you're talking to us, you can be writing. I mean,
Well, I can't write if I'm talking to you, but I know what you mean. I usually do some writing at night after dinner um, every day, and I'll just go back to that Monday. In the meantime, I've been playing around with AI art so that I can come up with these images of the characters and the places and things that I'm going to write about, so I can actually see them because
so you calling the game tomorrow or not?
they don't really exist. Oh yeah, we'll definitely. Everybody, as far as I know, is going to be there. Everybody's looking forward to it. Um,
I wasn't there last week, right? I was too sick.
No, you were not. Well, you just missed the underwater aspect of where he got jumped by
Yeah.
some.
Oh man, last weekend.
no. I'm not going to live stream from bed. No. And Dungeon Minister, I wanted to thank you again. I spoke with the family, and they were very,
Yeah.
very happy that you were there. It was. I didn't know he was a religious guy, but I guess he was.
We used to
Well,
be
it's good
too.
that you were able to talk to the family. I didn't know that they were
Sean.
even there.
Yeah.
He apparently was Catholic. So,
Yeah, close enough.
right. But yeah, it was awesome. And no, I will not be live streaming from bed. That's nobody wants to watch that, right? Please say right. Don't give me an excuse. Hey everybody.
we, we,
Jack
we,
Howling.
you know, we'll
Shadow.
just drop out. It's like, oh, he's doing this thing. We'll leave him alone.
Yeah, indeed, Dungeon Minister. Yeah, I don't want to see anybody doing that. Jackie watches a lot of weird YouTubers, and uh, the stuff I have to endure sometimes. But every once in a while, he'll show me something that's actually
Mm,
kind of epic. So gotta take the good with the bad.
most weird. I gotta stop reading the rules of acquisition. I just want to say, a wife is a luxury, but an accountant is a necessity.
Only if you have money.
It's a rule of acquisition.
I'm lucky. My
Rule
mother-in-law,
of two
my
something.
accountant.
Oh.
Can you trust women with money?
My
You know
mother-in-law,
what?
yes.
You used to be able to, if you know, like my grandmother did it.
I'm pretty sure that's
Absolutely.
one of the rules of
Multiply.
acquisition.
The problem is most of them nowadays don't know how to handle any money because they hold all the debt.
Well, this cough is killing me.
You still have that?
It just keeps coming back every like 5 or
Oh
6
man,
hours. It's rasping too.
what are you running, Grumpy? And Justin, why aren't you
What?
going?
I'm a lazy
Claricon.
motherfucker. Just doesn't requires me to leave the room. I'll leave my room.
Hmm.
I just don't want to get on a train. That's not a train. I don't want to get on a plane.
It would have to be a train for me. I think the train would be the best way to get there for me.
Yeah, I like trains.
Yeah, maybe a bus, like a Greyhound or something.
Oh, I see. Cool.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like, is there a dungeon or a name of the adventure? Yeah, I'm not a big fan of planes either. But I could see taking a nice train ride for like maybe a couple of
Oh yeah.
days.
Oh, that's the wrong thing.
I don't know how that's even possible, George, because from here, from this screen, I can only. Oh no, I can actually. I can block people. I thought it was like on a timer.
Uh, you can do it permanently. And you can classify a certain type of admin that can do it permanently. But I think you've only given me the ability to give timeouts instead of permanent blocks.
Where would I find that?
And
Settings?
maybe um uh,
Yeah, it's odd. I've been chatting in other channels, but for some reason here, I type in nothing. I see it on my screen. If I reload, it doesn't show up on the restream, and it doesn't show up on if I reload the thing.
yeah, it doesn't show up for me either. So
Yeah, I don't see it anywhere in the
Is there a setting
settings.
that I would have like on my end then? Like don't chat when you're chatting.
mm, it is live chat. Very odd.
Yeah, I mean there's notes, music, captions, design. There's
Uh,
there's really nothing
Hmm.
else on the screen. Where would you go?
Yeah.
Oh, so-
If I put a comment on the video, perhaps that would work. Where, where are the comments?
nice to know, Cal. I need to get some more spray.
So I'm wondering if I could. Well, like if you had my, since I'm not showing up, you won't see my head on there. It's like if you can click on me, maybe there's some sort of like when you click on a person, there would be a setting, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking up to see if there's a place to find who's all blocked on your channel.
It's all right. I don't want to bog it down. I figured just at least check while it's on the stream while I'm trying to.
It might be on the when I set up the video because there's nothing on this screen that. Yeah, I think I use Rust-Oleum as well, Cal.
Let's see. Can I send a message to you on here? No, it's just report and block.
Yeah, because like when I click on your name, nothing happens.
No. I just guess I'll have to just log into the streams all the time instead of being chat or make another channel.
No, I can take
Yeah,
a
no
look
problem.
at
No,
it
no.
after the show.
I kind of want to make it, maybe make a.
I've got to fix Raven because she's no longer a mod as well. It's almost pumpkin time for you. I will bid you all good night. You
All
take
right,
care,
night,
Grumpy.
all.
Nice seeing you
My
again, man.
grumpy.
Good night, Grumpy. Oh.
So what's next week's going to be about?
Same thing.
We're gonna do the actual topic because most of us shit the bed.
Yeah. Just write up like a paragraph, and if you can come up with an image to
Mhm.
share, that would be great too, of your character or your species, and a paragraph that you could tell us, you know, a little bit
Cool.
about the species.
I got it already done. So
Yeah, I've got mine written in Google Docs, but since Justin didn't have his, Crafting had a game today, so he didn't get his done, and Raven is for the past couple of days been dealing with a missing feline.
I'm like, look, the cat disappeared. It's dead. You're okay. Move on. I mean, I hate saying it, but when animals suddenly disappear like that, they usually do it for a reason.
I've had cats that would be gone for several days.
Yeah, I actually had a cat disappear for like a year, and out of nowhere, it came back to visit, and then it disappeared again.
A lot of them I've seen for older animals. A lot of times they'll just disappear, go off and die, especially with dogs and stuff.
Yeah, that's something I didn't want to tell her.
I know, but
Um,
I hate saying it. You have too many animals.
Right, but if you even if you, let's say you did, you've got that one or two that you've had since the beginning. They're
Yeah.
going to be more special.
There's some cats
Yeah.
that have like multiple families.
And-
Like my sister-in-law had a cat that my mother-in-law was taking care of, and she would basically go and beg for food from the neighboring houses and hang out with them during the day, and then come back here and sleep at night.
I've only got the one dog, but when he's gone, I'll miss him. But the very next day, I'm going to go out and get a new one.
You gotta like get an overlap where you like overlap them a couple of years. Get the
Well, no, the next time I think I'll actually get two, so they can keep each other
Okay.
company. But I'm definitely going to go and get rescue 2 months.
yeah, rescue's nice. I'm so glad we got our dog from a rescue, and she's so
Yeah,
cool.
that's where I got mine from. And
Yeah.
I don't understand why all these people buy purebreds because they usually have. I hate saying this, they have more problems than the stuff you get from the pounds in most cases for health and everything else.
I've never had a dog like Chewy or a dog that uh, was around long enough for me to get attached to it, like this guy, wherever he is. So I know when he's gone, I'm going to be a blubbering wreck
Mm.
for a bit. But the only way to fix that is go out and get a new
Mm.
one.
Yeah, I know. My mother was a.
Too busy to
I think there
grieve.
was
Oh,
a
you still grieve for at least a month.
there's like a movie like from a year ago where like the guy's dogs throughout his life were all the same soul. Like
Yeah, exactly. It's funny you mentioned that. I've got a picture of one of my older dogs, and it's the
yeah,
same dog. And you look at them. The only difference is the older dog had its tail bobbed, so it's only like this long, and Chewy's, of course, got the full tail. But they're the same freaking dog. So who knows? Maybe I'll just get another Chewy.
I had a
yeah.
border collie, and that was that was an experience.
And fish don't count.
Yeah, fish are not.
I like having a dog because he
Fish can
tells
be
us
some of the most
things
demanding
that
pets to own, though.
Oh
You gotta
yeah,
take care of the whole freaking ecosystem.
yeah.
yeah.
Unless they're gold,
I,
then
I
who
like
gives
having
a
a
fuck?
dog to tell me when someone's nearby that I may not know about. They'll hear them, they'll smell them, things like that, and he knows when people are sad and things like that, and he'll come and try to make them feel better.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I don't have to worry about the other two things, but I do have to worry about my bowl of chips.
Um, Shadow, if you go to your community page, right, in
Where's
settings,
that
yeah, in
on YouTube?
settings, go to
Okay, hold on. Settings.
uh,
There is no community
yeah,
page.
it's
You mean on YouTube
YouTube.
or StreamYards? Oh, yeah, I'll have to do that
yeah,
after the
and
show.
then there's a thing. Oh, right in there that says hidden users. It should be there. Uh, hopefully that will be where to go.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I bet.
Yeah. Oh,
But with that, I'm going to say goodnight to you guys. I'm going to go take care of those things and then lay
I'll
down for a bit
get better.
so that I'm
That's the big
rested
thing.
for tomorrow's game. Oh yeah, I took some of the Mexican cold medicine and it works really good. I took it about an hour ago. Last time I went downstairs, and I think I'm starting to not get immune to it, but it's not kicking my ass as
I'm
much.
just saying, if you're
But
willing to
you
take
never
that
know.
stuff, you deserve to live in a 15-minute FEMA camp uh, and get daily boosted.
I just picture Mexican cold medicine having like jalapenos in it.
Um,
Cocaine
I don't know.
and mescaline
It's
laden jalapenos.
it comes in a printed box. It looks legit. Just
It's half the
Yes,
price, is all it is. It's the
you
same
can
stuff
buy
you get
that
everywhere else.
equipment. You can buy that equipment off of Amazon.
So here
It's less.
yeah,
so
you
Shadow,
definitely should
here's
do
the
that.
reality of it. Is what it is that when it crosses the border, they just jack up the price 400%. That's really the only difference.
Uh-huh. Well, and actually, it actually works. I'm really leery of all the liquid cold medicines these days because they seem to either
Yep.
make it worse or literally do
Yeah,
nothing.
or
Oh,
work
I
for
know.
short.
Yeah, I know how you feel, Dungeon Minister. I can hear Jackie plotting on the phone with his friends. I come in
Yeah,
dead quiet.
It's like the squirrels.
Off grid, we're just getting ready to close up shop. I will see you tomorrow for game night. Yeah, I normally do, but uh, seeing as how long this cold is stuck around with other people in the house, I got stuff to do.
Yeah,
I don't want to be laid up doing
yeah.
nothing.
He's got to work on Rosebud number 97.
I got to work on several books. I got to work on tomorrow's game, and yeah,
I think those are excuses. Those things exist solely for you can deny that you're making that movie.
glad to hear it off grid. So everybody else out there, I hope you guys have a great evening. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Thanks for sticking around and playing along tonight. We'll actually do the real thing next week. I might even
Oh yeah.
retitle this
I'm
stream.
going to claim I'm going to
Just
do some running, but I'm going to think of more calling Shadow gay porn producer jokes. That's all I'm going to write up a whole list of them.
of course. He's gonna make a Google Docs and
There'll be
we'll just have
9,000
a
pages
list.
of like work this into a conversation for no reason whatsoever. Work this into a conversation.
What a pal.
I will
All right,
automate.
guys. You
call
guys have a great
a
evening.
gay porn producer if I have to.
That was the last
It's
time that
not
we
true,
saw
folks.
Justin on the
But it's
screen.
funny.
Technically, it is true. You did.
I didn't produce it.
You put it on air
It's not
after I told you not to.
Oh yeah.
But that's not producing it. That's maybe distributing it.
I don't care.
I don't know.
Those are like
Uh,
legally.
Take care, Judge and Minister, Cal, Off Grid, everybody else out there in the chat and TV land. You guys have a great week. And a great week, of course. And I will see you guys Monday on That Guy's show. Provided my